Pranam Rasdipda.
Pranam, Pinky. All right, let us start our session today. So today is 18th of September 2021, and our topic of discussion today, the 4 levels of human intelligence. So this each intelligence levels I will just touch upon. I will not go into the detail of each one of them, but idea is to understand the interrelation and what is their function, and then progress from there. Not to go into the level of measurements and things like that. It is the whole purpose of this exercise is that we should understand and grow in each aspects of this, our human life, which is a divine gift by itself. So to understand what is meant by the first is PQ, measured by Q is quotient, physical, P for physical. So our body has got its own intelligence. It is also designed by given, we have been gifted with it. And because of that intelligence, each and every body functions is mostly, it is automated. If you see that we don't have to plan and we don't have to try to breathe, our heartbeats are automated, our blood circulation, the pressure, how much our heart will pump, these are automated. Okay, how our eye will function, when it will open, when it will close, these are all automated. So unless until the external limbs, like hands and legs and all movement part of it, most of the thing is automated. Digestive system is automated. Nervous system is automated. So those are operated by the intelligence which is already built into our body. You can say it is a mechanical intelligence, like it does its own function, and it is already has got its own parameters and own set of levels that within that it operates. And when that any of this parameter that because of any reason go beyond the limit, then we call it a disease. And then we have to do the treatment and things like that, so forth. And this food is, the nutrition taken from the food is running it. It is just a fuel of that. So physical, the PQ is a good health. That is a measurement of the PQ. So I'm not going into detail, it is understood. Only thing is, the people think that PQ is how I appear, how I look, that's not PQ. Okay, PQ is how we have the divine gift to operate and functions. Most of them are automated. We don't think, plan, and implement things to our system to run our body. So, and luckily so, if it has been given to in our hand, most likely if we stop giving attention to our heart, it may stop. So luckily these are all automated, and we are running our body. It's a lot of trillions of cells are working every moment without our direct involvement. So it is one of the things we get amazed by the beauty of the creation, how it functions so perfectly, so normally, but so that is a very that is controlled by some intelligence given by the creator. So that is a physical quotient. So if you see when we are not operating properly, then some disease comes. Mostly those diseases come because of our misuse or abuse of our systems. If we are eaten something which we are not supposed to eat, or eaten too much, or something that our system cannot accept that, so then it becomes disease, or we get hurt, or some external event happens. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the part of the physical intelligence. So that is, as I mentioned, the good health, perfect health is the level of the PQ. Everything is functioning well, running within operating specified limits. That is PQ. And then comes the intelligent aspect, our brain aspect, the capacity to do things, plan things, interacting with the external world. So this part is under our control. So, and how we plan something, or think about what action we are going to take, and what are the things we need, and this kind of aspects where thinking is involved. That part comes thinking, memory, and this part comes under our and that IQ, or it is come our that mental intelligence, or it is the mental capacity is based on that one. So here also it comes about our knowledge which we gathered from outside. We read something, we gathered knowledge, so that is help us to build up this capacity. Also our skills we developed, we learn something, learn some skill. We learn to swim, learn to drive, and learn something, some other skills, language skills, and these kind of things are coming under that. And also different types of abilities developed based on that. So these kind of things that is based on, we call it intelligent quotient, as IQ. This is the reflection of our mental capacity, how much we have developed as a human being. So first is the physical, then the mental. So capacities, those are defined by this IQ. There was some extensive studies done on this. Earlier, IQ was given a top priority, that higher the IQ, more successful the person is. That was the concept earlier. There are IQ tests, this and that, was many things they have developed. But there are some research found that not all the persons who are in high in IQ, they are successful in life. Somebody high in IQ, they may fail in the communication issues. They cannot communicate well, communicate with other human beings, or may not be a good team player or a good leader. He may be very knowledgeable. They may have relationship issues, like they cannot relate with others or maintain the relationship well. So these are the aspects that supersedes the IQ. Means even if somebody is excellent, but not necessarily they can be successful in this world. So there comes the aspect which is called the emotional quotient. So this emotional quotient is that emotional intelligence is is needed, which should control that IQ. Means how we can, what type of things we interact, what are the type of things. When it is basically the people, when your own knowledge is fine, but when your implementation of knowledge to the external world, that it needs to be, you have to interact or communicate with the external world, others, other events, and how you react to any event happens. Those are the things that supersedes IQ capacity. And those are like how one can control the emotions or the stress management skills, delay gratification, like something we want right now, it is like a childish. So they have to control, they have to understand that we may have to delay our gratification, the reward, to reach there. It's not always the just now we started and get it. So these aspects are coming from our EQ, our emotional quotient, emotional maturity. So in that case, in that sense, so this you can consider the fundamentally the basic this differences that the what is our, how I think, what is the our thought can bring us there, that is a reflection of IQ, and what a person feels, and that gives that go to the emotional intelligence, that is emotion is operated from heart. So that's why this how it feels, it comes into play. So if you go into that, the idea of physical quotient is how my health is and how physical functioning is involved, how am I, how fit I am. That is the level of physical quotient. And what is my thinking capacity, what I think, how I think and reach, that is your intelligence quotient. And how you feel, how you can understand, communicate, and how you can make a success as a group or with the society and all. Some people say that SQ is a social quotient. There is nothing called social quotient. It is a part of the emotional quotient. How successful we are in the society, that depends upon our EQ. SQ is called spiritual quotient, that I will discuss now, means after this. But basically understand first three things, that all of us, we have it. So that is just and so this is also called, if you are high, you are physically fit, so your PQ is high. Taking prompt decisions, develop a lot of skill, gather knowledges from the different studies and from the education. Then your IQ is high, that is called the mental capital. Or then if you can manage yourself well, you develop social skills, communication skills, you have an understanding of the interaction, you have developed communication skills, and those added on to your emotional intelligence, that is your social capital, you can say, that it functions by how you feel, and accordingly you respond when situation. So these three, you can say that can be physical thing, can be seen, your physical fitness, the what meets the eye, what you can see, that is the IQ. You can IQ develop from there. Emotional quotient you cannot see, you can only feel. Okay, so that is how that is to be developed. Now, finally comes the spiritual quotient. Spiritual quotient, it is called as a core of everything. It cannot be. If you take that as a model, maybe there is a ball or a circle, that outside is this physical quotients, intelligent quotients, and emotional quotients are outside, which can interact with the external world. You need this to interact, survive, to operate in this external world. But SQ is in the core, which is in touch with all these aspects. I have already explained to you that our physical quotient, lot of physical functions, and operated automatically. So it is those like how much you have designed your heart to pump the blood, and how your digestive system will work. These are all designed by the divine. So this spiritual part is already built in. Only it is reflected in the physical domain. Same as your IQ, the knowledge, how much intelligence you have in this life. It is designed before you take birth. What is the level of intelligence you can have? What is the type of things, type of work you will do? What is the skills you may have in this life? Those are designed. You can develop it, but those are designed. If you are born to be an engineer, you will be dramatically failed if you try to be an accountant, because that is not what has been designed for. So those aspects are controlled by your spiritual aspects of it. So we come with a certain skill set and a certain level of IQ designed by our own soul to operate in this life. So that there is a main reason is the karmic, so that we can, through that life, we can settle our karmic account. So that I explained many times. So because of that not everybody is born with a high level of IQ. You can get it whatever you need it. Sometimes our soul designed to take birth as a low IQ, because it needs to undergo certain experiences in life to settle the karma, which otherwise not possible if you have a high IQ. And also EQ this is also part of the things, your emotions, the control, this management. This is also operated by brain. And to understand it properly, we have two halves of the brain. One is called left brain, one is called right brain. Left brain is a logical brain, where the logical contents are there. So IQ is coming from our left brain, which is a developed left brain, is the indication of high IQ. Whereas right brain is a creative part of it, emotional, creative part of it, and that controls our emotional quotients. So the more active right brain is it creative abilities, emotional control, and interaction, communication with people, how we can manage ourselves, how we can manage others. So these kind of aspects are governed by that right brain. So those are also gifted. The brain itself is designed. We have not designed our brain. It is already gifted. Only that the capacities of that, we have come with a certain level of this capacity done. We have to learn skills, learn from the experiences, and fine-tune it. So that's what we do it here. So where is this spiritual quotient comes from? Spiritual quotient, this is, as I explained a little earlier, it is a core of everything. You cannot see it. You cannot see From the externally, you cannot reach there. You have to pass through all of this or any one of these to reach there. Physical or mental or emotional. It is beyond that. So in that, how the SQ we can find out that SQ from the behavior of that person or how they approach life in totality. From there, the spiritual intelligence can be found. It is difficult to measure, but it can be found. It is reflected as wisdom, is spiritual values of integrity, honesty, respect, humility, capacity to love and to express unconditional love. What is the level of operating? Like what are the issues they're addressing? If it is a global issue or humanitarian, it's come from SQ. And this SQ, high SQ person has found the purpose of life, found the meaning of life. And they operate from a level which is not available in this external world. So in other words, they operated from the soul level. So that is the indication of high spiritual quotient person. And the spiritual intelligence is also comes from within, like the power that comes from within. So as I mentioned, they reflected in different aspects. So first is the purpose, self-purpose, not taught, not read anywhere else. It finds out what is the purpose of his or her own life. Then that person is self-disciplined. It doesn't need any external rule to be in the disciplined life, to lead a disciplined life. And it should be defined as like character. Character is congruence of thoughts, words, and actions. So those are indications of high level of spiritual intelligence. Fearlessness. That person does not fear anything because that person understands that fear is simply an illusion. It is absence of love. It is lost connection. Like suppose in a mall, a child is lost from his parent. So then child becomes fearful. But if the child is holding the hand of his father, then there is no fear. Same here. If our connected is there, connection with our own soul consciousness is there, there is no fear. Fear is actually absence of love or connectedness. So operating from pure love is an indication of spiritual intelligence. Detachment from the external world, either good or bad, those are signs of spiritual intelligence. This operating level is some excellence what normal logic cannot touch there. Most of the things they do or they say, it cannot be defined by the logic because logic operates under give and take. Yes or no. Here, this operating level is not like that. That's why you cannot define it. It is not bound into the definition of things. And also it is reflected as a giving, different types of giving. So because it is connected with the source, so for the giving, it does not need to take. It automatically comes. In other level, intelligence level, it comes give and take. Like, why should I give if I don't take it? Like, what is my profit? So the concept of profit is not there in the spiritual intelligence, because already you are under infinite source. So profit doesn't quantify there. It doesn't matter whether you take 1 bucket or 2 bucket water from a sea. It doesn't matter. Same way here. The spiritual wealth is such that it cannot be quantified. So who is connected to that source? The give and take is not applicable. Only giving comes out of it. You take whatever amount you want, and that flows through that person. So these are the indication of the spiritual intelligence, and this comes with self-awareness, the spontaneity, every moment. They live in the now moment, present moment. So they need not to think, plan, analyze, and then come to certain things. It comes instantly. And this spiritual quotient also, it has a wisdom and visionary aspects of it. It comes from the inner knowingness that what are the things, what action can create some long-term and even short-term consequences. Intelligence can come to that short-term consequences, like to conflict, we can get the rebuff instantly, but there are some long-term aspects which is normally not seen, but the high SQ people can see that. So they don't start the damage so that the bigger disaster can come. As for example, the environmental aspects. Maybe it doesn't matter if I cut a tree today, but the long-term aspect is that there into consideration. Even that kind of person, but I say that even they don't step into an ant, the small ant, they try to dodge and go sideways just to avoid stepping on that ant. It is compassionate action. It is not the how does it matter? A small ant is walking on the floor. Why it should come in front of my step? So that is a normal approach. No? We don't even care what ant and thing like that is coming below our feet. So all these are the aspects of your spiritual quotient. So that has been reflected. As I explained, this cannot be defined. It is a core of everything. Either we connected to the core or not. And that is that our spiritual journey is all about. All the aspects I have explained, those are all spiritual. If you see in the real, I started with the physical, same as the mental. Brain has been given by divine gift, by the creator, with the left brain, right brain, all of that. The place we live in, our world has been created. Society, country, whatever you claim as yours has been created by the divine, so that you can have the experience of relationship, experience of community, experience of your collectiveness or humanity in total. What we do with it, that's the different aspect, but it's all given. It's gifted to us. And we have been given an opportunity to interact with, gain that experience. So that is there. So as I explained earlier, the IQ, logical part, operated by our left brain, the emotional part, creative part, is with the right brain. In the divinity, you can say that it is operated by masculine energy, divine masculine and divine feminine. Our IQ part is a masculine part, and the creative part is feminine part of our character, you can say. And spiritual quotient, it is the totality, but if you strictly asking about where they are operated, it is called midbrain. It is neither left nor right. Some people say it is a total brain, but that is technically it is a midbrain. When you do spiritual practices, that midbrain gets activated. Maybe we'll have another session on that one, how to activate midbrain. But during spiritual practices, these are automatically activated. But only thing is, when the midbrain is activated, that is to be done during the meditative state. You should be doing something. In the middle of something, you should not activate your midbrain. When the midbrain is activated, then external thing stops. So during normally working state or something, we should not go into that. But during the meditative state, we can activate the midbrain, and that all these abilities they develop. So these are the aspects of the four categories of the intelligence. All intelligence are part of the life, and life is a divine gift. And we operate in this world with all these divine gifts. Even though as I mentioned, we have the level for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And you can think it that way, of that hierarchy. But the fact of the matter is physical, mental, emotional are needed to operate in the external world. And the core is the spiritual. That's why you don't see it. It is in touch with everything. Only thing consciously you have to hand it over to the spiritual. We may not listen to our spiritual voice or guidance. That is our choice. When you open up that, we go into the touch of the core, then all aspects changes. Our body gets healed. Our physical part get healed. Our mental part get healed. We become stress-free. We become relaxed, liberated, peaceful, joyful from within, without any apparent external reasons. Full emotional control. It does not matter what others says to us. Okay, from where this power came? This power came from the core, from our spiritual intelligence. So this intelligence, what we have spoken here, this intelligence, don't think it is a brain only. Don't confuse this intelligence with an intelligent person. The moment you say intelligence word, people say, oh, intelligent person is high IQ person. Okay, one aspect. Okay. Intelligence, what we are talking here, it's a divine intelligence. It is the global intelligence or universal intelligence, which operates everything. One day, somebody has sent me the question that what is the definition of dharma? Okay, so definition of dharma, it basically means operating under universal laws. How universe will operate under universal laws, that is dharma. So, but that does not satisfy the question was asked with dharma. So means, okay, let me see if I can get this answer. I will read it to you. Then we answer the why I'm talking about. So in physical level, it means something. Okay, in collective level, it means something. But in universal level, it means something much bigger. All are dharma. Okay. Okay. So I'm just reading it, what I have answered. A simple question was, what is the definition of dharma? Dharma is application of universal laws or principle which governs the universe. As simple as that. If you're a part of the universe, you are under dharma. Okay. Dharma of humanity. Now I'm coming to the collective level. That is the universal level. The dharma is application of universal laws or principle which governs the universe. How a planet will move, what is the distance between two stars, which the light it will emit, type of frequency, all are their dharma, yeah. Dharma of the star, dharma of the planet. Okay, so I read it again. Dharma is application of universal laws or principles which governs the universe. Dharma of humanity is to live on planet Earth in full alignment with universal laws. Earth has been given, one planet has been given to the humanity. So the dharma of humanity is to live on the planet Earth with full alignment with that laws. An implication of dharma for human being is that, because I think the question came from that. What is my dharma? That was the question. But dharma is not that. Dharma is not yours. Dharma is a universal law. The implication of dharma for human being is that there is a right or true way for each person to carry out their life in order to serve both themselves and others as per universal laws. Okay? So why I mentioned that, why I reminded about that, when you talk about the intelligence, it is a similar type of thing like dharma. Don't think that intelligence is your IQ only. Intelligent person. That is not the intelligence we are talking here. Intelligence has a level. IQ is not the intelligence only. Intelligence is all pervasive everywhere. This is universal. So that I explained that the types of intelligence and how they play out and how they are connected with each other. And so if you to grow in that, so first is to maintain your physical body. Physical body, we do Kaya Upasana in our 6-step meditation. Scan our body. If I found in discomfort, we heal the body with healing breath, focusing there. So, and we maintain with a high pranic food to maintain it well, not to abuse our body. These are the type of things we should do to maintain the PQ, is a good health. Then the mental level, my mental level is to gather the knowledge we are all household of spirituality we are doing. We have to learn things from outside. We have to have our education. We have to develop our skill to operate ourselves, run in this world, and to get higher education, more skills is always welcome. It will help us to run our life well, to get into more knowledge, had IQ. Some suppose I wanted to learn Spanish, so I can join a course of Spanish language and this. So for my work, maybe I have to travel to Latin America. I don't know Spanish. So maybe there is an area I need to develop my skill, more language skills. So I need to be educated. There's nothing wrong in that. Nobody knows everything. So these are the skill set, and this is going to the IQ. And the emotional part of it learns that this kind of learning comes from the interaction with the society, interaction with thing. How emotionally controlled I am, that depends upon what will be the experience of my life. How I can communicate with other, interact with other. So here also the positive negative thing comes. If I have a negative attitude towards others, I will not have a very good cooperation and support from everybody. So these are the area when you develop skill, you have to understand what is their things. We said put your feet in their shoes and understand what is their concerns, and say or do things appropriately. That is your social skill. That is your emotional skill. And also by emotional skill, you can be an example, you can be a mentor of someone, you can guide someone, you can, no matter what is happening, you can approach with a maturity. So that's why it is mostly come from your own experience. So the experience of life, that makes you more mature. So this is and this maturity comes mostly in the level of emotional intelligence. After a certain level, we don't need much knowledge, so that's fine. But physical also, once you are running a good health, it is not keep on increasing. After a certain level, we don't need any further thing on that. Only you maintain that. But emotional things, it got matured over the period of time and keep adding with all your experiences, and you become wiser and wiser. But when you touch upon the spiritual content, then only you become, the wisdom gets reflected into all what you do and say and think. So these are the ways to operate in this. And spiritual quotient, of course, yours, to grow in that, it is your spiritual practices or sadhana which will make you there. And you have to learn that what are the obstacles on the path, your ego. So annihilation of your ego, going beyond that. That will be the path of your growth in your spiritual domain. You can understand that external world has a limitation. We call it private limited. Everything is limited. Your time is limited. Your power is limited. Your knowledge is limited. How much you can enjoy it is limited. Everything is limited. But in the spiritual path, everything unlimited, infinite. So when you get in flavor of that, get in touch with that, these external things, it's not by love and hate relationships. It is like a father and child relationship. You love those things, it's there, but that will no longer enjoy. Like I no longer enjoy a lollipop, what I used to do when I was 5 years old, right? So external, this kind of happiness will look like a lollipop. So that will not satisfy you. You understand that two children are fighting for a lollipop or a Cadbury or something. You will not be satisfied to that. You understand there's nothing wrong in the lollipop or chocolate or Cadbury or whatever, but it is not yours. You have transcended that. You have gone into some territory, but that cannot satisfy you anymore. So in search of that excellence, what Mahatma Gandhi said, in search of excellence, when you touch upon that, when you touch upon the infinite creative infinite joy, that zone, it extreme liberation and freedom zone from all these shackles we have developed for ourselves. We have cut all those things, go beyond. So then you are in a fully spiritually awakened person and in this connection, and that's how you live the rest of your life. And as long as you are in the physical body, you need mind, you need emotion, but they will be serving you. You will not serve them. Most of the people, they serve their emotion, they serve what they think, they act accordingly. You no longer will do that. Your guidance will come from within, not from without, not from outside. And that's how you operate. And as that is the core, it will change all these aspects of your lives. So you become a transformed person altogether. And that is the way you live rest of your life. All right. So I will just, that is a discussion. So if you have any question, So I will explain that further. Yes, Aditi?
That means if someone, a person who is having high SQ, I mean spiritual quotient, that person will be automatically having high PQ as well.
EQ, yes, that's correct. Because that is a byproduct. He will not have to do work on the EQ. So see, we have already learned seven body system, right? So in the seven body system, that the emotional body is a third, the knowledge body is a fourth. Okay, knowledge and this karmic and bliss body is fifth. So if those are activated, so they will be automatically, there'll be no need. They will have a more power to have their emotional control. Emotion will arise, but they have the control. That will not be expressed. They can see just like a witnessing. They see something is happening. They can understand why it is happening, and if it is necessary, then only it will be expressed. Otherwise, not. Okay. So it will be fully under control. But high SQ person will have high EQ as well. That's correct.
And PQ, and also high PQ as well. I mean
Yes,
physical quotient as well.
of course. Because so what will happen when you operate in the higher level of consciousness, you will not abuse your body. Body will become the temple of your soul, right? So you will treat that as a temple of your soul. How you can abuse your temple? So physical body, physical thing, and also the healing ability comes. So you can heal your body, or you can channeling healing for others. So your body gets automatically that energy. It heals itself, even if you're not asking for it. Okay. I'm not saying you have bodybuilder body six pack, but you will have this
Health wise,
well
fitness wise.
functioning body. Yeah, high energy body. Okay. You'll have this enthusiasm and things, and to do things, you can always get that. So your physical body will be aligned with your SQ or your spiritual aspects of the life. So they will follow that. You or mental also same thing. You will not unnecessarily think something you understand is useless. So and every time you're operating from the given moment, so you don't need to think too much about anything.
So then, can I put it this way that if someone is going through, say, some stress for some point of time, so in during that point of time, that person is also subjected to spiritual distress as well.
No, no. Spirituality cannot be repressed. The loss of spiritual connection make you depressed. You see your life as a grand scheme of things, not what is happening today. Okay. So you will take it. I was giving one, example of Kabir. So he was lying in a park bench, and some dog came and bitten him. Bite him, and all the people in the park they came. Hey, so dog, you have a dog bite. So he was telling, "Oh, chamri jane or kutta jane." I mean, it is between my skin, not mine. It is between the skin and the dog, not me. Yeah. So this is a level of detachment. So it shows that whatever the painful things are, you don't take it as yours. You have to drop the claim that is yours. That's it. Very simple. It's very difficult to understand because we are not programmed that way. Then we'll see that is my leg and dog has bitten my leg. How I can ignore? So only thing you have to drop the idea the leg is yours. Leg is given by the divine gift. You have not created it. You have not designed it. Even you cannot maintain it well. So forget about creating it. All the disease coming of your negligence. So in this case, where the dog bite is happening, if you disown that, it fades away. It loses its control of needed. What I'm saying is how you internally approach things. Don't claim the problem to be yours. The problem will disappear from you. No problem by itself has a power unless until you give the power to that problem. Okay, take it. Whatever you. The spiritual, high spiritual quotient, they surrender all this, good and bad. Both. मतलब ये भी तेरा है, वो भी तेरा है. It is you are experiencing through me that way. Okay, you want me to suffer some consequence, meet with an accident. It is your experience happening through me. Okay. You win a lottery. Okay, this is also yours. You are experiencing through me. So nothing touches you. Okay, so that's how you live a liberated life. And if you consider this is my problem, this is problem, probably will be yours because you are claiming it. Okay, so this is the operation level. See, world is as it is. It is neither good nor bad. So don't pick the problems and claim to be yours. Then it will be yours. And if you cross, no. These are not mine. These are yours. These are yours. These are yours. So nothing will be yours. Nothing you can claim and you get liberated, right? We live a life like the baby in mother's, hand. Baby is smiling because it is not aware of any problem, but it knows my mother is holding me. Same here. The higher intelligence is holding you. The higher power is holding you. You need not to bother. You have to enjoy like a childlike enjoyment, laughing. Without bothering what will happen tomorrow, should I get a food or not? Then all problems will be yours. So we have to be baby-like and give everything, good, bad, to the Creator and enjoy the life as if the baby is enjoying in the hands of a mother, laughing, playing. All right?
Thank you,
Only
Rafi,
one
for your
aspect here.
deep insight.
Yeah.
But God,
All right.
God has given us the power to protect our body. We are assuming it to be our temple. We are moving somewhere and a dog suddenly comes unnoticed by us and it bites us, then the example given by you seems to be quite okay. You are not aware and it comes and bites you. But when you are aware, you are seeing the dog is coming and it's already bitten maybe for 3 good people in front of you and then you don't stop it. Then will this thing hold? कि dog भी भगवान ने बनाया और लाभ भी भगवान ने बनाया.
No, 1 minute. Why you will not stop it?
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
you will not run away? Or why you will not hold the dog so that it will not bite anybody else? Why you will do that? We also have intelligence, no? I'm not saying you become a stupid. Okay. Apply the intelligence you have, that is also God gifted. Gifted by the Creator. I normally avoid using the word God. That's it. So you apply that. Whatever is appropriate at that moment, you do it. Okay. So this in this case, I have given example of how people behave and their level of operate. This intelligence level is operating. See, but suppose people are in a restaurant and one cockroach entered, okay, into that restaurant. Some people, they just, oh my God, cockroach, run away. They left the food and everything, they run away. And then some people, their approach is that they came and they take out their shoe and bang on that cockroach and cockroach dies. That they take that action. But in another scenario, the cockroach has entered. Maybe that Weber is in that some employee of that restaurant. They just came and just brought some kind of, paper cup or something, put the cockroach there and take it and just, release it outside. These three acts coming from three different level of intelligence. Okay. Last one, what the employee did, he eliminates the problem from the scene. No? It is a response. It is a most appropriate response. Other people, what they did, their reactions. Okay. So the person who runs away from here, it was not necessary. You lost your food. No? You could have finished it. No, this is no such emergency. It's a misjudgment. And killing that animal comes from your very low level of emotional quotient. Okay, so this kind of things. Other was, that IQ wise very low, who ran away. EQ wise low, who killed it. And the person who actually find a solution without disturbing the guests, only the things, and that not to killing. Elimination does not mean you have to kill. You have to isolate the event and that environment, and that's it. Okay, so in your dog case, you see what is appropriate. Protect yourself physically. No? Dog, you should not allow dog to bite you if you know it is coming to you. Why? You should wait till dog bites and then you remember what Kabir said. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you wait to something to happen to say the wo chamri jane or kutta jane. I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm saying something happened. How you react, how you respond.
How you react.
Yeah. That determines your level. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Nirupam.
Yes, Nirupam.
Actually, those people who are generally loving and caring type, we can assume that they are having higher EQ, isn't it?
That depends that if there is a selfless, if the loving people, that love, source of love is selfless, unconditioned, then high SQ.
Yeah.
But if it is suppose you love your son or daughter, that is not SQ. You have certain interest that he or she will take care of me in my old age or something of that nature. Okay. It is not unconditional. There is some underlying condition, even if you are not explicitly expressing it. Okay. Unconditional is something you are doing without any expectation of any return. That is your high SQ.
Yeah, my question is slightly different. I'm saying those who are higher IQ, EQ, they are mostly loving and caring nature. But it is seen that loving and caring nature, they suffer mentally more. That is my question actually.
Yeah, suffer more because it is not unconditional. I'm starting from that. They suffer because it is conditioned. They expect something in return. That's why they suffer, not because of loving. Suffering because they expected something that didn't happen. That's why they suffer.
No, my question is that let us say something has happened in somewhere, like Afghanistan. Some people don't bother about it. What is maybe happening. But some people are so sensitive, they will think, oh, people are suffering so much and all these things. I'm giving only one example. It could be anything. You see somebody suffering and you feel very much. And some other people don't bother about it. But why that is difference actually? How to handle it actually?
Okay, yeah. So I understand your question. See, there is two things. Something is called sympathy. Sympathy means you are taking their pain and feeling the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Another, the emotional quotient, you need to develop empathy. Empathy means you can understand their concern, but you don't take it on yourself. There is a difference. You need not to suffer their pain. You have to understand their pain and respond to whatever way possible. You can pray for them. Earlier, I think somebody was Monali. I think you were asking one day, no, Afghanistan, so many good things going on, what we should do, and all these things. Yeah, yeah. So
Yes, Guruji.
yes. So thing is that Afghanistan, we are so much concerned because it is coming in the media. Many things in happening in other parts of the world, we are not coming in the media and happening from years together. Maybe Somalia or some other place. So it is not about that issue that is bringing to our attention. It is about, first you have to see whether it is under directly our control or not. If it is not directly our control, then you can just pray for them. And that is the best way you can give that energy to sort out by themselves. Okay, getting a more concern or writing many things on the social media will not help, no? That may help some politician, by the way. If you write too much on some problem, no? Politician will encash you. Politician will encash your ideology and encash you. But you will not do anything good for the people who are suffering. Yeah? Anyway, with due respect to everybody, so which is beyond your control, don't unnecessarily, the I don't like sun is rising from the east, it should be from the west. West or more developed part, it should get the first sunlight. Don't bust your brain into all these things. It is governed under certain principles, and it will not go beyond its own dharma. Okay. So everybody is following that, and there is a reason for everything happening, even if you don't understand it in our limited capacity. But it is for a certain much bigger cause, this and that develops something in higher intelligence. Whole humanity is now waking up, so it needs to pass through a lot of painful phases, then it's completely wake up. They can really feel and the uselessness, the systems we developed. Okay, so that's what is happening. Yeah. So people got fed up with the system which has been developed. So then something new will come out of that. Whether system is economic, political, governance, defense, anything. Okay. So everything is crashing because from there this comes, the inner call come to something new. Okay, and that will finally re-establish the world order. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Guruji, I have a question. It is absolutely my experience. Like sometimes I handle bad situation very wisely or coolly or with full awareness, and sometimes I'm not being able to do that. So what is this? It is that I'm losing the connection with my higher soul or my creator or God. Is it so? But if I once get connected to my creator or higher self, can the connection be broken, or that is my question.
Okay, no, connection cannot be broken. Illusion can come. Okay, illusion can come that I am not get connected and things like that. So what my advice is, you continue doing your own sadhana. Forget about the level of high and low and all. These are all illusions. Okay.
Okay.
Just forget about that part of it. The analysis need to stop, not the journey. Okay. As long as in the right direction, Your guru and guide will tell you whether you are in the right direction or not, and that is important. How fast you are moving, how much you are enjoying, how much you are not enjoying, doesn't matter. Okay. Just keep
No,
walking the path.
no,
And in
actually,
higher level, yeah, in higher level, we call it enjoy where you are. Don't judge. Just level down and all. This is your idea.
no, actually, today you said about this emotional quotient, spiritual quotient. So I was thinking, so if I am breaking down, so it is my getting my connection broken or something like that. Or,
That idea of connection broken is to drop. It is not possible.
okay, okay,
That idea need to go. It is not possible to have no connection. You are already protected, guided by the divine.
okay,
Okay. But choice is yours to explain it in different way. You can enjoy the moment, you can blame the moment. That option you have. What I'm saying is stop blaming, stop doubting.
okay.
Okay. Then you will be there. It will be as it is. So there is nothing called that you are, going down and all, but also understand ups and downs are the part of the journey. There is no road in the world which is perfectly straight in the same level going kilometer after thousands of kilometers straight. It's not possible. Bend will come, ups and downs will come. It is a part of the journey. You are driving you are sitting in a car and the car has to go down sometime and then again up will come. So don't feel that when you are crossing the down, you are somewhere, not doing the journey. Only when you're crossing a mountain, you are in the top of the mountain, and that is your journey. It's a illusion of high and low. As long as your car is moving, you are fine. That's what I'm saying. Actually, if your car has been broken down, then you are stopped. But otherwise, you are journey. Ups and downs are the part of the journey. Good and bad, you know, happiness, unhappiness is a part of the journey. Okay. Focus on the journey, and at least your direction is proper, you are fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Guruji, Guruji, I want to ask you something. I don't know whether it is relevant with today's session that the way you were saying that two children are fighting over one lollipop or some lollipop,
Yes.
no? Okay? But
Yeah.
that way, I have very much craving of worldly things. I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm very much. I know that sometimes it is very childish or it is not necessary, but I can't control myself. What can I do about it?
You don't have to do anything. You have to just practice the spiritual practices. Things will get dropped off automatically. Drop off. Okay. You need to
Is
do
it?
anything. There is no management required. Okay.
No, sometimes I really try hard to control myself,
Understood. Don't try. Don't try. You will
and
fail.
I yeah, and I get upset in that process also.
You fail. You raise your vibration at one. We call it. It is seasoning, getting ripe in Dhyan Agni, meditative fire.
Is it?
Okay. Yeah. At one point of time, it will automatically drop off from your system. My alcoholism has got dropped off. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that I'm getting, you know, I'm getting aged, and after sometimes I may not be able to have this fun or something like that. I cannot have that thing or this thing. I know that's why I think my time is very short. Maybe I don't know. That's why, but I trying my best to give up the craving, but I am getting failed every day and fighting with myself and everybody around me for that. What can I do about it?
No, no, you enjoy life. There is don't feel guilty of enjoying life. Yeah. You enjoy lollipop, eat lollipop as much as you can. Okay. But don't harm your body. Okay. Enjoyment has only one condition. You should not harm anybody, including yourself. Yeah. That's it.
No, that is not the thing.
Yeah.
I am telling you that I want to curb my addiction, but that I need to go somewhere, I need to have that thing or something like that. I cannot control that. I want to curb that sense. That is, I'm getting failed every day. That is what I am asking you.
No,
My craving for things, you know.
I'm answering again. Don't
Yeah,
try. You will not be able to do. You fail every time if you try to stop. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Because it is not the level where the issue is. Solution is not there.
yeah,
The free means willpower and all absenteeism. Like I will not buy something for this. This works for
yeah,
a
yeah,
very short time, but
yeah,
it will fail.
yeah.
Okay,
And
because
I'm,
this is
yeah,
not the level the solution is. Okay, I'm telling you
yeah,
again. Listen carefully. You
mm,
forget about that, whatever craving you have, whatever addiction you have. Okay,
yeah,
focus on your sadhana.
okay,
Focus on the spiritual practices, raise your vibration. When you cross a certain level of vibration, these things will be automatically dropped off like a fruit, ripe fruit dropped off from the tree, and it is irreversible
yeah,
process. Now
yeah,
what you are trying to do, you are trying to pull that things out. The fruit is not ripe. The whole tree will bend down, but the fruit will not come out from the tree. Yeah.
yeah,
The tree will take it back double forces. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So don't try. You do your sadhana, go into the higher
yeah.
vibration, things will automatically drop off. Then that will be irreversible. It will not come back to you anymore.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So that is the way forward.
Thank you.
Okay. God bless you.
Pranam.
All right. So now I think we should go into our Kriya and meditation. Sit straight.